the Justice card. So when the Justice card comes up in a reading, think about breakthrough, universal help, higher power, cause and effect, clarity, truth, destiny. So justice is portrayed as a clear, seeing, well balanced woman, a goddess in her power. Her insights and judgments are impeccable, for she sees with the eyes of the universe and the laws she represents. And those laws are of the cosmic origin. The decisions that she renders are impartial and perfectly fair. The principle of cause and effect is operating perfectly here, flowing out justice according to a celestial, not terrestrial, code and cycle or time clock. Libra, the zodiac sign, is represented in this card, and it contains the ideas and balancing and equalizing, just as her scales and the double-edged sword. She is seated between two pillars, the pillar of mercy and the pillar of severity, which indicates that hers is the power of decision making, but also a deed weigher. Because her authority derives from higher laws, her decisions may seem unjust or out of balance when they're viewed from a personal, mundane point of reference. But her spiritual rulership and cosmic impartial judgments will be proved true and correct, for they are able to sustain the test of time and place. So Justice's number 11 implies the one, the Magician card, equaled by the female, personified by the duplicate of one. So a woman and her subconscious powers have now been brought to a level that is equivalent to the male in the conscious mind. So the subconscious is emerging strong and purified and has assumed an equal ruling position connected to the conscious mind, the intellect. So these two are now a combination, and the combination of opposite colors coordinated to blend is in a harmonious fashion. So this represents the repeat of theme of balance and successful achievements through the neutralization of forces that are against. So when you look at the Justice card, look at her as a strong, independent, liberated woman who stands equal to anyone, whether they're male or female or even spirit, because she represents the law of karma. And this card represents distributing the just cause and effect. So she is the divine judge, but also the decreaser, because she eliminates, she edits, and she changes things to create balance in life's abundance. So she does have the power of economizing. She is also a destructress, and the manifestation of being victorious in war. Her power is strong, and she is an aspect of, think Archangel Michael, who tests and tries those who are desirous of the spiritual path. So she is an ancient goddess, the woman of truth who weighs the hearts of the dead and judges their deeds. And she is the aspect within all of us capable of honorable actions and the results. So whenever the Justice card comes up in a reading, there's action, there's balance. It means there's a positive decision, right action, and that you will be receiving what is deserved, or your seeker. And think about action, especially geared towards balancing life. And that's what the Justice card represents. The seeker may start to stabilize his or her life by ensuring equal time of work and play, rest and movement, self and others, heart and mind, spirituality, and materialism. It's a combination of two ways of thinking that is creating the materialism and the balance that the heart desires. So it's really important that the seeker or yourself listens to internal prodding, because that means that your intuition is urging you to seek growth and change. So when this card comes up, seek growth and change, especially in relation to obtaining fairness and developing personal goals. This card does represent receiving what one deserves, reaping what one has sown, and fair legal outcomes are all also associated with the meaning of this card. It also represents education in general, symbolizing school or learning something new that is underdeveloped or wanting to be developed in the seeker's life. The decisions that you make now have long-term effects in all things, both for yourself and others. There will always come a time where you're going to be judged. And the Justice card appearing in a reading signifies that a judgment will be made fairly and accordingly. The decisions that you have made in the past will be carefully weighed with fairness. Your feelings around this card may also differ depending on the situation. So whenever the Justice card comes up, make sure that you look above. What is the message of the higher self of the card? Below it, the path that's creating this justice, the past result with the card on the left side of it, and the future card, what's ahead of it. And you'll be able to see the situation and how it's come about. But if you've been wronged, then this card's appearance also represents witness, like the universe has witnessed your wrong, and now to watch for the relief or the receiving part. On the other hand, if your actions cause pain to others, then this card serves as a warning. So whenever this card comes up, right action, I usually scan my life and see, where am I being wrong? Is it my mental thoughts? Is it my attitude? Is it what I'm doing? So you always kind of want to look around at yourself when the judgment comes up. And her appearance represents a chance for you to change your actions now for the better future. So whenever this comes up, there is change. You're meant to change something, right? Look at the suit. See if there's a knight. When justice comes up in a tarot reading, then it shows the figure of justice. It's time to account for your actions. And the other thing is when this card comes up in a reading and it has to do with relationships, then justice upright represents a breakthrough. It's a good romantic relationship. There's treating each other in the relationship fairly. There's good balance. Yes, this is a good relationship. And of course, it's a destiny card, right? It's a major arcana card. And when the justice comes up in a career reading, then it means that there is some kind of work that will be rewarded, that there is growth in it, breakthrough, And that's probably going to be because of the way you're putting your effort and moving forward in your work. Financially, the Justice represents balancing finances, but also balancing giving and taking. So whenever the financial card comes up and Justice comes along, make sure you take a look at the other pentacles and see what number is in play. Are we in the ones, are we in the twos and threes, or are we later up in the mastery of the finances in the eight, nines, and tens?